The Central Division is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing storylines of the upcoming NBA season. With powerhouse names, rising young talent, and multiple teams facing unique challenges, the fight for supremacy in this division could be both unpredictable and entertaining. On ESPN's The Hoop Collective, analysts broke down the key questions surrounding the Milwaukee Bucks, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the rest of the Central, highlighting everything from Giannis Antetokounmpo's workload to the Cavaliers' devastating injuries. The Bucks enter the season with championship aspirations once again, but the biggest concern is whether they are too reliant on Giannis. Antetokounmpo continues to perform at an MVP level year after year, but the question remains, can Milwaukee win when he's not carrying the offense? With Damian Lillard now on board, the Bucks were supposed to have a more balanced attack, yet there were stretches last season where the team still fell back into the old habit of depending almost entirely on Giannis' dominance in the paint. Analysts argue that while Giannis' production is a blessing, it also exposes the Bucks if opponents successfully build walls around him in the postseason. For Lillard, the adjustment to playing alongside Giannis will be critical. While his scoring and playmaking ability can take pressure off the Greek Freak, it will require a more structured offensive system to maximize their partnership. Chris Middleton's health is another big variable. If Middleton can stay on the court and provide reliable shooting and spacing, Milwaukee will be less predictable. But if injuries limit him again, the Bucks may find themselves once more leaning too heavily on Antetokounmpo, which history has shown is not always sustainable in a deep playoff run. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Cavaliers enter the season with a sense of both optimism and frustration. Last year, they showed flashes of brilliance, especially with their young backcourt of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. However, injuries have already cast a shadow over their hopes for progress. Several key players are dealing with setbacks, and analysts on the Hoop Collective stressed that the Cavs' depth will be tested early. Jarrett Allen's health, in particular, is vital to Cleveland's interior defense and rebounding. Without him at full strength, the Cavaliers risk being overpowered by bigger, more physical teams. Evan Mobley, the rising star who many believe could be the franchise's long-term cornerstone, will be asked to shoulder an even heavier load if Allen or other frontcourt players miss extended time. The Cavs' margin for error is already thin, and injuries to rotation players only magnify the pressure on their stars. The discussion also turned to Mitchell's future. While he remains the Cavs' top offensive weapon, there are still questions about whether he sees his long-term future in Cleveland. If the injury bug prevents the team from competing at a high level, speculation around Mitchell's commitment could intensify. For now, however, the Cavs are focused on getting healthy and proving they can compete with the East's elite. Beyond Milwaukee and Cleveland, the rest of the Central Division features intriguing storylines as well. The Chicago Bulls continue to hover around the middle of the pack, with fans and analysts alike questioning whether their core of DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Nikola Vucevic can break through or if changes are inevitable. The Indiana Pacers, on the other hand, are a team on the rise, built around Tyrese Halliburton's brilliance and a roster full of young talent and energy. If they continue to develop, they could surprise people and push for a playoff spot sooner than expected. The Detroit Pistons round out the division as a rebuilding squad with potential. Cade Cunningham's return to health is crucial, and the development of their young players will determine how quickly they can climb out of the basement. While they may not contend immediately, the Pistons' growth adds another layer of intrigue to the Central's overall picture. In the end, the Hoop Collective made it clear, the Central Division is full of both opportunity and uncertainty. The Bucks must find a way to avoid being too dependent on Giannis, the Cavaliers need health to maximize their young core, and the rest of the division is caught between rebuilding and contending. One thing is certain, this season in the Central will be defined by which teams can overcome their weaknesses and seize their moment.